What's good, everyone? What's good? What's good? This astrology shit, man. This shit is crazy. I'm gonna wait till some people get in the room. Then I'm gonna start going in. This shit is crazy, cause I, I'll just wait till some people get in the room. But like this shit checks out, man. Like, cause me, I we each have our own natal chart, so we know. Well, I'll just wait till people get into the room. But what's good with everyone? Shit is crazy, man. Was good. We got somebody in the room, but I'm gonna wait till some people get in the room because I gotta. This is some crazy shit I just realized right now, man. Like, you know how we all each have our own natal charts. I'm gonna just go into it. I'm gonna just go into it. But you know how we each have our own natal charts. This shit is crazy. I just seen you guys heard of that guy called Sam Free Bankman? It's the dude who like did the whole investment crypto thing, and I guess he scammed billions of dollars or some shit like that. You guys heard of? Tell me if you guys heard of that guy called Sam Bankman-Fried. He's like he scammed like bill. He had like an exchange, an FTX exchange, and he scammed billions of dollars. And he got indicted back in like November, and his case is ongoing and shit. And it's so crazy because fucking that nigga right there, his natal chart is the same. He was born on the same day and the same year as me. And he was born literally less than 50 miles from the hospital I was born. That nigga got the same natal chart. The only thing difference is that nigga has and this is that the dude who did the whole scamming shit, right? And it's just hella crazy because niggas talk about like how he's like the biggest scammer and he did all this shit and he stole all this money. And it's hella weird because like my whole life I've been stealing shit and like hella scamming people. And like I'm not on that level, but it's hella weird. And then like I was watching a fucking news article and then they were saying certain shit like about like this nigga in jail. I don't know if he's in jail or not because I don't believe that shit really, but they be saying certain shit that like they saying that he's doing, and it's weird because like it kind of checks out. Like you know how I tell you guys I'm picky and shit. They were saying something like he couldn't eat nothing in jail, couldn't he was like malnourished or something. It's just hella weird. They be saying certain shit that be like hella weird, and I'm like, damn, this astrology shit's fucking hella accurate as fuck. Cause this nigga's born on the same day in the same fucking year and literally born less than 50 miles. He was born in fucking Stanislaus, which is a city, and I was born 50 miles from that city, like around that area. Is in that area, is in the Bay Area. But it's just crazy, man, how the astrology shit checks out. But yeah, what's going on with everyone, man? I'm just chilling right now. I'm just chilling right now, and I'm on my day one of my fast right now. Shit, man, like I'm starting. I'm just really like I'm not. I'm good right now, but it just I'm so used to like doing things. Like when I'm fasting, a lot of things that I liked, a lot of decisions and a lot of ways I acted, I don't act like that no more. So like there'll be things I like to do, and there'll be things I like to just things I like to do, and certain pet peeves that I have, and I only have those while I'm smoking. Like I'll like for example, like I'll feel like everything needs to be perfect or everything needs to be like this or a certain way when I'm smoking. Then when I'm not smoking, a lot of shit that I was stressed about, I don't even give a fuck about no more. Like it's real, it's hella weird to like for me to explain it, but I'm starting to realize like a lot of shit that I can't, like the weed has a lot of baggage on it for me, and so I can't smoke. It's a lot of baggage, and like it just fucks me up and shit. And I'm done with this weed because the reason I smoke is because on a certain way I like the way it makes me feel, but then at the same time I hate the way it makes me feel on another level. So like right now I'm through with it. That's why I was smoking before, but like this right now, like me being on this fast and realizing this, and I started realizing it yesterday, like the day like the last day I started, I didn't, because I haven't been smoking for like a couple weeks. I was just taking edibles. So when you guys see me eating that thing in my life, that was an edible, and that was like the last edible I took. And I hadn't been smoking for 2 weeks. So with the edible I took yesterday, like that was my last edible. And I know it was yesterday, like after not eating edibles for half the day, I started realizing like, because I used to be high all the time, 24/7. So when I was high all the time, 24/7, then I'll always feel thinking a certain way. But yesterday was the first day I was only high half the day, and then that half the day I wasn't high, I started not giving a fuck about certain things that I would care about. Like you guys know, like when you guys like little petty things, like when you go fix water or some petty shit. This is not what I'm going through, but this is an example. Like you fix water and you want the water to be in a certain cup, or you need it to be in this. Like little petty things that don't matter, but you guys feel like you just want to do it like that. Like shit like that on different levels. That's how I'm like, I don't give a fuck about shit like that no more. Like I'm realizing, and even how I respond and I react to people, a lot of that that weirdness and that programming and that mind control when you're dealing with people, that shit's gone. Like if I'm dealing with someone and I'm like smoking a lot, I notice my mind will start racing and thinking about other dumbass shit that doesn't cater to the thing. But me, like since I'm so powerful as a spirit, I recognize that and I have to fight that shit. Like so certain times, like a lot of you guys, if you feel I'm not saying this is what you guys do, but most people when they feel depressed or they feel sad, they will dwell on that shit. Me, I'll dwell on it for a minute, but I'll realize I'm not no thought, I'm not no feeling, and I'll have to fight that shit. And then I'll do something um to make me like to just I just do what I feel like I need to do. Fuck the thought and feeling. So this is when you do this a lot of people subconsciously they don't like that shit. So this is why like a lot of people they'll end up hating on you for no reason because people they want you to feel like them. They want you to be insecure like them. Like it's fun. Like when I'll see insecure people and they'll be insecure, right? And when they're insecure, they'll be insecure around other people. But then when you go around them and you start acting confident, then they will try to they try to drain your confident energy and then make them confident. So then they'll start try to act like they're somebody, but they're really not. It just you triggered them and you upset them. So now they gotta be like, oh, you're not the shit, you ain't nothing. But I'm like, why weren't you acting like this in front of everyone else? You know why? Because the confidence that I was protruding, you tried to take some of that energy, and instead of using it to better your life, you use it to try to defame me because you wouldn't have been that confident to them. It's just like what I was saying in my other video. I've seen content creators that will have people leave comments and then somebody will leave a comment saying your content is trash, fuck you, you ain't shit, you're hope your mother dies, and they'll leave a laughing emoji and like it's all good in games. But then somebody will say I like your, and then there'll be another comment that says I like your content but you should try to not swear, or you should try to be more positive, or please don't talk about this. And then they'll be like, don't fucking tell me what the fuck to talk about, nigga. And I'm like, why weren't you having that same energy towards the dude who said that? You know why? You felt that way when he said that. But since you want to act like it doesn't phase you, because the more hurt somebody is, the more they have to act like it doesn't phase them. So he was really hurt. So he didn't want to show out, because if he does that, he's people are like, oh, I found his trigger, and then they're gonna keep doing it, and it's gonna drop. So what they do is that's a human being reverse psychology trick that human beings do to make themselves not seem vulnerable. Which is like, it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes, because at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not saying just go tell people your business, but if somebody says something to piss you off, address it. Don't sit there and hide it, because you're going to end up looking stupid, because when the universe puts something in your life that it's going to force you to have to be vulnerable because your business is out there or some shit, then it's going to be hard for you to kind of bounce back because you were really sniffing your own ass. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody fucking thinks about me. You niggas see me do the worst, nigga. I've done all this shit on here and I don't give a fuck. So now I can do what I got to do. And it's like, no, everyone already know. I didn't come up here all clean cut, try to act a certain way just for me to slip up and then everybody tell me, oh, look at this person and feel some type of way. It's like, that's dumb. That's why, like, when you're around a lot of people, Like it's mainly dealing with these sheep. I'm not talking about your spiritual tribe, but when you're dealing with these sheep out here, it's good to get kind of kind of chaotic in a way, just to make them see if they're real people, like say certain things or do certain things within reason to test them to see how they will respond. Because if you're only around somebody in a good positive situation, you don't know about that individual at all. You don't fucking know about them. You have to be around somebody when you guys are going through something and it's like a hard trying moment. That's why when I see homeless people and they're like a homeless man and a woman and they're together, they're always more happier than when I see a man and a woman that work at a regular 9 to 5 job and they're together. I'm not saying that doesn't exist where they're happy together and they're 9 to 5 and shit and vice versa, but 90% of the time when I see a homeless couple, they're always happy. But then you see what I'm saying? It just shows you how the programming is and how everyone is so mind controlled and caught up in their own ego. Like no one wants to be vulnerable anymore. Everyone's just caught up in the ego and they stuck. So everything is fake. So this is why I tell you guys, like, when you're dealing with people, you need to understand, like, homeless people, they were going through something trying. So them trying, that's gonna make them stay together because they were there, they were trying. Now when they get up and get out, it's gonna be hard to get in that way. But somebody who's only good at the time, and they complain about shit like all the bills, and they made a divorce over just bills. Whereas these people, they didn't even get divorced and they don't even have fucking nothing. So that's how I look at it. Like, but yeah, most beings really are just very dumb, and they're operating like pretty much like everyone talk about AI, artificial intelligence, but at the same time they don't talk about how the average human being is artificial intelligence. Because when you go to the average human being, there is nothing that an average human being can't tell you that you can't go on a computer and look up yourself. No human being has 99% of human beings don't have individuality. That shit has been cut off, has been blocked through the mind control program and education system. That shit has been cut off. So you're not into an artificial intelligence. Every single person you see. This is why when you go back into the 80s and the 70s, people talked and they look different. And then you go because where the mind goes, the body goes. So now when you're able to go out here, you see these sheep, they all look the same. They don't look really different. Yeah, some of them will look different, but I noticed the ones that look the same, they all talk the same, they act the same, they like the same shit, is because no one, that mind control program has infected the mind so much. Now everyone looks the same, talks the same, and it's like everything is. Even the rap music is starting to suck now. Because you remember back in the, used to change the rap music every 5 years or every 6 years. It would be new, different tone of music. Like we had 90s rap, we had the 2000s rap, and then 2012 with the trap. But you notice how they're not switching it up. So now this is why it's overplayed, and this is why they have to do drill music, and it's all negative because like now, like I've noticed, like the rap music nowadays sucks, and 2 years ago it didn't suck as much. And even one like Yo Gotti, he said the rap music needs to change. It ended in 2020, and he was right because I remember like 2020, it was like the last 2020, 2021 was the last years of like trap music and all that shit, even the drill. But then after once 2022 hit, the energy shifted. So everything started getting like more. Remember, I have a video like I made a couple weeks ago saying 2020 was the last normal year. Because once 2022 hit, the frequency shifted, so everything else should have shifted. You should have shifted a lot of the program shit, but none of that shit shifted, and all of the shit that didn't shifted is trash now. So now you got this is why drill music is so popular, talking about people dying, because it needs to be, because there's no other creativity to replace that other than, and it's not even that this is creativity, it's shock value. So now it's so shocking that you have to pay attention to it. So people are interested in drill music because it's shocking, not because it's fucking it's really good or the music has talent. Hold on. Don't want this shit to run out of batteries. I don't want this shit to run out of batteries. But this shit is crazy. I'm gonna read some more some of these comments up here. No, somebody said I mean yesterday 6 spiritual attacks. It wasn't really nothing to me. I was just at the fucking. It's not like I notice when I go on my fast or when I'm about to fast, I notice like people start acting different, and like I get attacked. I wouldn't even want to say an attack because I don't want to like, come off like that. Because when like an attack, it means like I'm helpless, and I'm not helpless at all. So it just I noticed a shift in the energies of people around me, and like I noticed like I was just fucking I was getting some water at the Starbucks or whatever, and then like I was waiting in line, and the bitch just like skipped me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like, can you give me my fucking water? Is that shit? And didn't say nothing. And I was like, stupid bitch, and then I just left. I got my water. The guy's like, I'll fix it for you. And then when he said I'll fix it for you, I was like, stupid bitch, and I just walked away. I'm like, that shit never happens to me. That shit never happens to me. Like it's weird how like the day I was like I planned on starting my fast to fall, and that's when it happened. And like the moons and Taurus, I fucking hate the moon and Taurus. Every time the moons and Taurus, I gotta like settle down because these last moons and Taurus have been really doing some bullshit to me. So like I don't I think it's because of my Aquarius stellium is squaring it, but I used to not have that much problems with it, especially when Saturn was in Aquarius. I don't remember having an issue with the moon in Taurus, and that was Saturn was in Aquarius plus my stellium. But recently, this shit's been really on some bullshit, and we got a full moon in Taurus next month, so I'm gonna have to just really fucking lay low. That is just it wasn't really an issue though. I'm just reading some of these comments. He says, "Shit, you just PMO onto this information." Yeah. Yeah, like you're annoying. Yeah, for real. I feel you, but life ain't. I don't look. His life is not annoying. It just you just got to get in alignment because you don't want to say things that like curse your reality. You don't want to say things that curse it. You want to because if you say that, then you'll manifest situations where it ends up being annoying and like things will annoy you, and then you'll say you're gang stock, but a lot of it's not your gang stock. It's just you're manifesting it. Because everyone likes to talk about, oh, I can manifest my reality, I can manifest this and that, which you can, but no one talks about the negative aspects. Like if your life is fucked up, it's not because you don't know how to manifest. You know how to manifest, you just know how to manifest a fucked up life. Everything you're manifesting. So where you're at, you manifest. So wherever you're at now, everything you have, you manifested that. Look at it like that and see how you got there. Then do it like okay, where you want to go, and then manifest that based on how you got here. The same principles of how you got here manifesting. Use that same principles to manifest a better situation. But at the end of the day, it's got to take work. It's going to take a lot of energy and work. The spiritual path ain't sweet. It's not easy, really. Especially if you're a powerful spirit. Maybe if you're a weak ass spirit, you don't have that much responsibilities. Maybe your fucking mission just to open up an instant candle store on Etsy and sell overpriced bullshit nobody fucking needs. Maybe that's your mission. Go ahead and do it. But for the strong, powerful spirits, we gotta go through a lot of shit because we have a lot of power. And the more power you have, the more initiation you have to go through because the spirit needs to make sure you're not going to use that power negatively. If you're a weak ass spirit where ain't no power, no influence, then you get the money easily, you get the fame easily, you get all the fucking shit easily because you ain't that fucking powerful. If, a matter of fact, you're powerful for the Jews and they can use you. That's where your power lies. Your power lies in you being an asset for these Jews, so then they'll just pay you money. That's why people talk about, oh, I'm blessed with this money, and I'm like, you ain't blessed with that shit, you dumbass retard. Like, first of all, nigga, like anything that I get in my life, nigga, I did it. I took it the opportunity to go and do it. Even if somebody gives you an opportunity, like let's say somebody comes and says, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to make $1,000,000. It's still you still $1,000,000. They helped you, but you helped yourself first. If you didn't your ass and keep the opportunity, it wouldn't have been. So it's always it's always you first that's really doing it. Because there's plenty of people with opportunities every day, but they don't take it. Just like if you went and killed somebody and shot somebody dead because you felt upset that they looked at your shoe the wrong way. People will say that's crazy, you need to be in jail. But nobody will say that God put you in jail. Everyone will say you put yourself in jail, right? They'll say you're the one who put yourself in jail. Control your emotions. Don't kill somebody over looking at your shoes. But then when it's flipped and you win the lottery, you get $1,000,000. You need to thank somebody. You got to thank some fictional figure that they say is in the sky. You got to thank this person, like all these things. Not saying you don't thank other people, but if anything, you thanking somebody else will make more sense than thanking some fucking fictional creature they told you that you need to worship in the Bible. Like, what the fuck? And then if they don't, it's the devil that did it. That's the thing. It's funny. If it's the devil that did bad things, well, the devil is actually justice, because there's a lot of bad things that happen to people that need to fucking happen because these are bad people. So if that's the case, then the devil is actually a form of justice. We're not gonna sit here and say every bad things that happens to somebody they didn't fucking deserve. Get the fuck out of here. That's why I say that's why I said this world's fucked up, because some people they need to pay taxes. Some people need to have to pay for water. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people, but for them to do this shit to everyone, that's where I say it's fucked up. I'm not saying humans shouldn't pay for. No, some humans need to pay for that shit. Some human beings need to work. Some human beings need to be told what to do, because if they didn't, they'll be very, very dangerous. Haven't you seen a fucking wolf in the wild? That's dangerous, right? But would you talk to a wolf that's domesticated? You would. You talk to a dog, right? So what do you think a human being that's domesticated is? That's this fucking matrix. Have you guys seen a human being that's not in this matrix? A wildlife human? No, you haven't, because you've been in this reality. So that shit is fucking crazy. I'm not saying that we need this shit, but most people need this shit. Because like if you're not speaking the type of conscious like that I'm saying, or other people that are on this frequency are saying, then you need it, because you're dangerous. The average sheep that believes in Jesus is they're dangerous as fuck. I don't trust them. The only reason they're in a positive mindset is because everything is civilized. This is what I call it, civilization, because they're civilizing crazy ass niggas. He's like 2010 people look different. Yes, I'm saying, even if you look at the videos, people are like, just the energy. The energy is just different. Like, people seem more robotic nowadays. People seem fucking robotic. Like, it's crazy. This is all done by design. That's why artificial intelligence has already been here. They're just gonna bring it more computerized, obviously, but artificial intelligence is here. That shit is here. To be honest, once they release artificial intelligence to the max and to it being advanced, it's gonna be, I'm telling you niggas the truth. I'm not lying to you niggas. It's gonna be the truth, because it makes sense. Like, look at it like this. Would you rather play Call of Duty or play tic-tac-toe all day? You rather play Call of Duty. So what do you think when the AI comes out? Which one are you gonna want to talk to more? An AI or about the average sheep? You see what I'm saying? The AI's got to at least be able to, which is, I'm not saying it's good, but I'm just telling you how fucking dumb these sheep are. The average AI is just gonna mimic. It'll get to the point where it even can mimic somebody's spiritual. I'm not saying that's good, but I'm just saying in terms of like, this is why they're gonna try to make it where you're not gonna be talking to no one. Pretty soon, you're not even gonna be talking to humans, because the governments and shit are gonna be facilitated through AI, I feel. And they're gonna get it eventually where the government's gonna be AI. They're gonna be controlling it behind the scenes, like the shadows and shit. But the people like Biden and all these presidents, they're gonna probably have in the far future like a AI candidate, and you're gonna vote for it. I wouldn't be surprised. They're probably gonna do that little fucking cross-dressing faggot shit first, and then do a woman. But then right now it'll be too much if they do it right now. But they gotta get it real. And when they do get it to that point, if they do get it to that point, it's gonna probably be like fucking like it'll be like a real person. It won't be like robotic. Because all that shit you see with the fucking like with that Lucy robot, all of them, that's all fake. Like that, they purposely make the robots retarded. Like they move their hand like, and they move their head and they talk like, hey, like shut the fuck up, bitch. You know damn well a normal robot doesn't fucking talk like that. A normal robot is talking like how I'm talking. But they don't want to show it because it's gonna scare people. Like, because they'll be like, okay, who's a robot? Who's not a robot? Because it can get that real where you really don't know, and the skin and everything. So it's you won't. They're gonna make it where you don't need humans and shit. But that's why I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. Because these bots, they already AI. That's what I'm saying. They already fucking AI. Even when I talk to these motherfuckers, man, like I literally motherfuckers be thinking I'm psychic sometimes too, because I be like saying shit and predicting shit. But it's like it's not even that I'm psychic. It's just like you can read the energy. Once you really tap in to a certain level, you can read energy to the point where you know what is what it is. Because there's only a handful of ways a person can act, especially in this world right now, because nobody is actually having experience in life. Because since we have social media, we have all this shit going on. Nobody's actually having experience in life. Everyone is just pretty much on social media, looking at experience, fantasizing about experience, and going to the work. So the only means of programming is their work environment and the social media. Nothing else. So when you have that, this creates awkwardness. This creates social anxiety, mental illness, um, robotic people. Oh, this is why over time it gets worse. It gets worse over time. So now you're gonna see it. Like this is why you say each year it gets worse and gets worse. It's because of what I'm just saying. Everyone is more so programmed. So now, and then when this happens, no one's having experience and nobody's really trying to do nothing. Eventually, over time, it leaves a society that just declines because nobody's really trying to really build and create for themselves. So now the government's gonna come in, lock everything down, put everyone on metaverse and all this dumbass shit, and then they're gonna have a right because the kids, most of the kids nowadays are gonna be so incompetent because of all this technology and shit. So the average 30-year-old or 40-year-old in 20 years or 30 years, 40 is gonna be like a child for the most part. Not everyone, but because people are dumb. Like, look at the way the world's going. Like, a lot of kids aren't gonna even, unless you're really intelligent and you got parents who know how to maneuver and put money away and do shit. Most kids are gonna have no opportunity to really do the shit that we did. Like, even like let's say you go into a grocery store and you just go chill with the family all day and stuff like that. Like, kids won't have that shit growing up in the next 10 years. That's just gonna be done. So this gonna lead like so the average adult in the future is not gonna be the same adult now. It's good they're gonna be more incompetent and need to be taken care of and be put on metaverse and all this other bullshit. That's why I say this world is fucking like the technology, it is paralyzing people. It's paralyzing the fuck out of people. But it's like it's nothing wrong with it because you can use technology for good. At least if you're gonna get paralyzed and being on all day, make money off of it and shit. But then the thing is, what they don't tell you about the internet, you can't just make money off of it. You got to get into alignment because when you start making money off the internet and shit like that, that's based upon um It's based on energy. It's not like the physical world. We just go out and go lift bricks in a fucking warehouse and you get paid. The internet takes more like a spiritual type of energy to really be able to manifest money. That's why before you get into these stock markets, these cryptos, even trying to get big on YouTube, you have to really deal with your energy first. If you're a powerful, especially if you're a powerful, strong spirit, you have to deal with your energy to get it. And this is why a lot of people can't, because you notice how everyone talks about the opportunities it takes to get money online, but then you see so many people not making money online. Wouldn't you think it'll be more people making money online than working at these jobs? But it's not. And everyone has a computer, everybody has a phone, so it's not like people don't have access. It's because what I just fucking said. It's not what people think. In order to be able to make money off the internet, you have to be in a certain frequency, vibration, and have a certain mindset. This is why, like a lot of you guys may say, why is this person big? But you don't know what everyone's doing behind closed doors. You can't speak for what another nigga does behind closed doors. You don't know the type of things they do, sacrifices or routines and disciplines. So like you got to really look at it from that perspective. But that's why, like, you see a lot of people, they're not making money on the internet like that, because everything's and when you start making money on the internet, it's based upon commissions, it's based upon clicks, views, and attention. So in order to get attention, which is commissions, views, clicks, subscriptions, all of that attention, you have to be in a certain mind frequency to be able to attract that attention. Otherwise you won't get it. So that's the thing they're not really telling people. So now people get on the fucking internet, they try to do all this shit, they can't fucking do it, and they may not make money, and then they start saying it's something wrong with that, but it's really they need to go within, fix their shit, and it will translate. He said, or you have to go through so much bullshit and painful spirits. I wouldn't say that, because you have to at least go heal and go through the painful experiences. But and some people, they haven't really been through painful experiences and they are able to get certain things, but that doesn't mean that it's good for them, because since you went through certain things they may have not went through, if you lose all your money or if you go in and get into a situation, you have more mental resistance compared to them because they didn't really go through nothing. So just because somebody didn't go through nothing doesn't really mean anything. I'd rather gone through something and overcame it than not go through something. It's just like if you haven't eaten for 10 days, when you start eating, it feels good. But if you eat every single day for 10 days, when you eat on the 10th day, it's not going to feel as good. So take that same logic into the other perspectives. Like sometimes it's good to go through some shit, so then when you finally get it, you have more. And even like, let's just say you got $1 million and you went through hell to get it. When you get that $1 million, you're gonna feel more happiness, joy, and pleasure from that $1 million than some fucking rich person who had it since they were a kid and their parents gave it to them. Because all their pleasure and joy got burnt out when they were young, and they ungrateful now, and they got a fucking. It's not the same. I'm not saying they don't experience joy, but it's not gonna be under the magnitude that you experienced it because you went through certain things they didn't go through. So you always got to keep that in mind. Yep. Did you think you had to be, in order to be in the right line, you have to be a certain mindset? I wouldn't say that. You not in a Masonic way at the end of the day. But if you're trying to like get into, if you're trying to do shit within the world, you have to be in a certain mindset. Like if you want to be a financial guru that makes a lot of money, you can't talk and act like somebody who works at a 9 to 5. And I'm not talking about just about money. I'm talking about other aspects that don't have nothing to do with money. There's certain things that a financial guru does that have nothing to do with money that define why he's a financial guru. Whether it be his disciplines and how he takes care of his family or other things or whatever, it doesn't have to do with money, but it translates. So the energy and the intent on the person, that's what's going to keep them going and then manifest that, not just people being in a program mindset, like you said, Masonic mindset control. It's like you gotta really, it's deeper. But if you are in a certain mindset though, it will like, depending on, because at the same time, like if a Masonic mindset would be you misleading the people, so that's opposite your spiritual path. So you can't have that assumption that if I have a Masonic mind, I'm gonna be good. No, but at the same time, if you want to get into certain things, you have to act a certain way. Like if you want to be into stocks and trading, you can't do it your own way. There's a set way they trade it and they do it. So if you can make up your own way, but you have to use their fundamentals. So it was like you use it, but you be unique within your own way. Because certain shit, when you hop into certain shit, that's a system that somebody created. It's not no the universe created it or God or whatever, or it's magic. It's somebody created it, so they control it. So all these niggas talk about, oh, the economy is gonna crash and all this shit. It's like, nigga, somebody made the fucking economy. They made it. The only true economy crash is if people stop fucking with the dollar. Like a lot of people said, I don't want to spend the dollar no more, and I don't want to fuck with this court. That's the true economy crash. Anything else is fake and staged, and they're just gonna transfer it into another economy. So there's really no economy crash. It's just they're getting rid of the money and switching it over to a different type of money so they can keep the economy going. All that economy crash is just shit to make people feel some type of way. It's like programming and fear. But you don't have to be in a Masonic mindset to get any of that. Like, and if you do, you said, do you think if you want to be successful at anything, you have to be at a certain mindset? You do, but not like what you thinking like Masonic. It's just you got to program yourself with being disciplined, because you can't, because if you act where you are right now is a result of how you think and how you act. So obviously where you're at right now you may not like, so how you've been acting is not the key. So you need to change how that but your mind is. And this is why, like I said, you don't see a lot of people that are really successful out in this world, because it's not easy. A lot of people want to be comfortable, and not to mention these jobs that take. This is why you have to have a strong mind, because a lot of people, like, they work at these jobs and shit, and then they come home and then they feel tired and drained and depleted, and then they want to rest, which is like, you have every choice to rest, but don't complain when there's somebody else who's making millions and has his own business, and you're still at that same job, because that person did shit that you didn't want to do. While you were resting, that person probably worked at these. There's plenty of people who work at these jobs and they come home and they go on and work on their business. So therefore, they get the rewards that the person doesn't get, and then the other person complains, "Why is the world like this?" and why they need to raise minimum wage. And in reality, it's like people just don't want to be uncomfortable. Everybody just, and this system, it caters to people being in their lower desires. If you want to eat some ice cream, let's go to Cold Stone Creamery, get some ice cream, and take the family. And you have all this fucking ads, and Friday night it's pizza night and all this bullshit, and then people get caught up in that shit, and then, like I'm saying, there's, how many fucking grown ass adults who feel they go out every Friday night and eat pizza, or they do some dumb stupid shit just because when they were young they didn't do it, or when they were young they liked it. So now they're caught up in these programs thinking they have to live this, while they're like losing. Yeah, they're getting that little small gratification, but at what cost? At the cost of you having a better life, where you can probably own a pizza joint and fucking be on yachts and eat your pizza on a yacht, if you want to do that on a Friday night. But these motherfuckers, that's what I'm saying. That's why the world is the way it is. Like I'm telling you, like now you see why. Like everything I say and do on this channel, I always tell you guys, I back it up. Like I was like, you guys see the evidence. It's not. It's like a lot of the shit I talk about on this channel evidence is in real life. So if you don't believe me, just go live real life. You'll see it. He said, I still interact with that. And I'm going to read all your comments. It's just skipping around. So if I miss it, it's not like I did it on purpose. I still interact with the regular world, but I still practice rules up to now. You still practice rigorous, authentic, because people always come from most of the time they're not. Yeah, you got to be authentic. The more authentic you are, like anybody, like if you guys, anybody who's not really authentic, who has a hard time being themselves, is not really because they care what people think. It's because they have a nervous system blockage, and it's like, you know, when you a doctor hits you on the knee and it's a reflex. Like if you have severe blockages, then you'll have that reflex with insecurities and triggers and shit. So when you feel certain ways, don't beat yourself up too bad, because you just your blockage is very severe, where it's tapping into the nervous system, and it's like you, no matter how hard you try, it's not going to be able to give. This is why you have to do the shadow work and really cleanse and get that shit out of there. You can't just like say, oh, I'm this, and then go out and say, and then when it doesn't happen, you think you're doing something wrong, even though you are. But what you're doing wrong is not doing the shadow work that has nothing to do with what you're triggered about. It's some other shit. Like I told you guys how I did the yoga and the fasting. That was my shadow work. Yoga, fasting, meditation. Yoga and fasting really, like that shit really like got me. I would say the yoga is what really changed me from a mental aspect. The fasting I healed because I had the sickness and the illness, which actually the yoga was too, because I had mental illness. I had like depression, anxiety, all that shit, which was a result of that. Because I always, when I have to, the depression and anxiety was always accompanied by a headache. And I thought I was gonna have this shit forever, because like when I was on medication back in like 2012 and shit, that shit was like not even helping me. I was like they're saying, oh, it will help a little bit, but then after like 8 weeks, I'll get so bad to the point where if I didn't take the medication, like my head would just be like 24/7. I couldn't even do shit. Like I could do shit, but it's just very draining and it drained my energy. But then the yoga, me doing that for years, that shit got that, and it wasn't like overnight. That shit, I was doing it every day, and I would say like after like a few months, then I felt the release, and I still had the headache, but the headache was getting dimmer and dimmer, and it was like a slow process. And then eventually, like the headache just disappeared. And when it disappeared, I didn't even know, because that's how slow it was. I forgot. I'm like, oh, I don't even have a headache. That's how like it's just like growing up. Like, as you see a 2 year old go to be like 17, it's like you don't see the kid grow up physically, but you've been with it every day. But you see it like that. That's exactly how it was for me when I did my blockage. Like it was weird. Your rigorous authenticity. Yeah. Yeah, rigorous authenticity. It's good to practice that rigorous authenticity, because when you do that, that means you're being so real that that's one way to get rid of fake ass people, because they don't like that. They're gonna call that out, and they're gonna try to make you feel uncomfortable when you practice rigorous authenticity. So that's one thing I do. I even talked about on my channel a few years ago. Like, be real with motherfuckers sometimes. Like, if the only time I will say to kind of cater down is if you're in trying to like do something within their world, like you're trying to make money in their system. You're trying to, if for example, if I open a business, I'm keeping politics and race out of my fucking business. I don't, to be honest, I don't even want people to even see. Like, if I had a business that was on a huge magnitude, you wouldn't even know my face owned it. I would have another person's face to represent my business. That's how it should be, because you want to keep that a certain way. I don't want to. I'm not gonna have a business and talk and say my business is black owned, because a dumbass nigga would say, "Oh, I want to put black owned on my business," not knowing that there's certain people who don't like that Black Lives Matter, black owned, or maybe you're racist and they won't support your business because you said that. So if I have a business, I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to fucking set some political view or some bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. If I want to do that, be a philanthropist. My business is fine, my business. So at that point, I'm not gonna have nothing to do with it. Whatever product I'm selling, I'm gonna promote that and let that, and then people will come in, because I don't care if you're a racist. If you buy my product and you ain't saying nothing racist in my establishment, I don't even know you're racist. So why the fuck does it matter if it's black owned or not? And the people say, oh, well, what about black people? They want to support black, but there ain't enough niggas out here that are gonna support black people when they see black owned. Half the niggas out here robbing, scamming, and fucking don't even support their own community. So okay, that's fake. And the other niggas, they just too damn cheap, because most niggas is cheap. And then the few that will probably support, there's so very few of them. It's like not even worth it to ruin your business over putting black owned on it. But that's how dumb people are. So when you're in their system, then you got to go and do what they got to. Then you got to play the game. It's smart. You don't have to, but then that's going to end up feeling like, oh, they're targeting my business, they're victimizing me, whatever. If they're doing it because like they know you're spiritual and they know you're on a mission, that's different. But I'm talking about this stupid shit. Like a guy like fucking Kaepernick, he took a knee. Like, what the fuck was the point of that? Like, yo, stupid ass is still doing the same shit. Nothing changed. If anything, it got worse. And you pretty much probably lost out on millions of dollars of sponsors just because of that stupid shit that nobody really gave a fuck about. Like, for real. And then people getting all upset and angry and shit. Like, oh, how the response he got for taking the knee, or and like it's fucking dumb. Like, who cares? And you got to ruin your career over that. Like, if you wanted to take a stand, why not join the NFL? And I'm not saying obviously he's not, because he wants that money. So that's all I can tell. It's all bullshit. Because how you gonna sit there? First of all, the NFL is the one that gave your stupid ass all this money. At least if you're gonna do something and be against the NFL, take your millions and go build villages in Africa with electricity or solar power. Do something. Don't sit there and take a knee. That ain't shit, nigga. If anything, they should have fired your stupid ass and got rid of you. And the fact that they didn't get rid of him just showed you it was all bullshit. Just crazy. Yeah, I've been eating more sweets. That's what I'm saying. I got rid of my sweet addiction. I used to be addicted to sweets, but I got rid of that. I have a sweet. Usually, if I have a sweet, it would be like apples or something. Yeah, yeah. Everyone's different though. Some people when I talk about health and healing, I'm just speaking what worked for me and what may work for other people. I'm no way speaking that this is gonna work for everyone and help everyone, because at the end of the day, everybody's on their own mission. But I just speak what works and helps me. Because like some people are not meant for fasting. Some people they're in a state where they need to have fluid in them or food in them, or they'll get fucked up. Or so. But I also know there's people out there that a lot of people that resonate with what I'm saying that need to shit's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like sports really. I used to like it when I was younger. Like I play like if I play like I'll go out and play basketball or like football or like play it. Like if it was like a little scrimmage or like I don't mind playing it, but just sit there and watching it, I'm good. Like every now and then I go to the courts and I'll go with my cousins and we just play like a game or something. Or he has, because he plays a lot, and I'll go and play with them. Or like that's fun. I don't mind doing that every now and then. But just watching the game, unless I was gonna bet money on the game, and even then, if I was gonna bet money, I'm not gonna want to watch the game. I'm gonna like tell me the results after, because that should be too like I'm not really into that. But some people they are. There's nothing wrong with it though. I used to be in it when I was young. I used to watch all the sports and like the games, and I remember when I was like hella young. I used to get like the newspaper and see like the teams and who won. That was hella weird because like when I was young, I used to do that shit, but like now I have no interest in that, which is weird. I'm thinking maybe that was something from a past life that I was still resonating on or some shit, because that was weird. Like I was like hell like fucking like five, like 6, 7, probably like 6, reading this fucking paper and shit. Just looking at the team. I wasn't reading it, but I was like, look, yeah, actually I didn't know how to read them. I was looking at the teams. I knew like what team was winning and shit, and like the team names, but yeah. Yeah. I'm just going over these questions, seeing what's up. Yeah. But yeah, but if anybody got any more questions, man, probably gotta head out. I'll come back online tonight and shit. Tomorrow I'll do another one. Each day I do my fast, I'm gonna try to go live. Yeah. But yeah, we got 8 people in the room.
Hey, let's sit in the truck. Sit in the truck.
Yeah, I ain't tripping about comment. Already tripping. Yeah. But yeah, don't forget to share and comment because I want to get these videos up in the algorithm. It's funny because like ever since Moody Mercury has shared my page went up in some views, and it's funny because after that, my views went down. Like it's weird. Like they're fucking with my views. I can see it because that I don't want to name any content creators. It's not a big content creator, but like it's somebody I used to watch back in the day. And I went and I went and checked up on his channel like a month ago, and I realized he said his channel got banned and he made another channel. And then it's funny how this channel he got is I got the same view subscribers as me already, and then my shit like and you guys may say, oh, it's because people aren't subbing, but you guys don't understand. Like my views actually increased within the last couple months, and my views have been my views never like go. It's weird. Like my views always increase, or they'll be at a state where you would think because how is it other people they be averaging the same views I'm averaging or less, and their subscribers are going up? Shouldn't they be getting more views if their subscribers are going up? If your subscriber go up by 100, you should be getting at least 50 more, 100 more views, or you should be getting more fucking views. My subscribers stay stagnant, but I'm getting more views, or my views would just level out like people who are increasing in views. So what the fuck is going on? That's what I'm saying. It's weird. That shit is so damn weird. I might make another channel and see how it does. I do have another channel. It's a No Fake 3. Yeah, that's my other channel. It's at 40 subscribers, but that's like my backup. So if this one fucks up, I'm onto that one because this one still has a strike on it, I think. So I think it'll be gone next month. I think November. Yeah, they be playing games on here, especially how they try to get. Think about this. Like, have you ever heard of anybody getting banned on YouTube for harassment? You know, when you get like a lot of you guys don't have channels, so you guys don't know. But when you have a YouTube channel and you get a strike, the main reason they give you a strike is for medical misinformation or copyright, or you're talking about like a certain subject, right? That they don't want you to talk about. Mainly having to do with like the pandemic shit, or that's the main thing. Why is it that they got me for harassment? They removed one of my videos for harassment, and I was not harassing anybody. Mind you, there's people on YouTube with fucking channels talking about one person, talking about their kids, their family, making their life a living hell, defaming them, but they're making money off their channels. But for my video, they said it was harassment and hate speech, but I wasn't talking to no one. And then when I appealed my fucking case, I told them bitch ass niggas like I wasn't talking to anyone. Like, and then they gave me my shit. They still kept the strike, but they gave me my channel back. Some weird shit. And not to mention my subscribers they're fucking with. Some weird shit. Say harassment and hate speech. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. When does YouTube ban people for harassment and hate speech? And I'm not, mind you, I wasn't talking about no one. I wasn't talking about Nature Boy. I wasn't talking about fucking another content creator that got more views and he triggered me. So now I have to make videos about him like he's the problem. In reality, it's my triggers and my problem, but I'm too stupid to. I'm not like those niggas. I don't have triggers where I got to go sit there and make 20 videos about another man and then make paint the videos like that man is so does that is so fucking just wrong and bad and negative, and I'm so perfect, when in reality anybody with a spiritual mind can see the person who's making all those videos is severely triggered by that individual they're making videos about, and they're too stupid to realize it, or maybe they do realize it, but they're just trying to cover it up. So now they have to make 20 videos a day talking about how bad this person is. Like, if the person's bad, then stop fucking paying attention to them. Like, the fuck? Like, people are just weird. All that shows me is that that person really fucking triggered the fuck out of you. And he triggered you so bad, it gave you the energy, all your energy that's supposed to direct it into making your life better, that's just directed to making your channel better, talking shit about him. That's how fucking deep it is. So they're just exposing themselves. They don't know that though. They don't get their channel banned, but I get my shit banned. Fucking dumb. Weird. I think it's because they don't like the way I talk. It's not because, like I said, it's not about what you're saying, is the way you talk. That's what they don't like. They don't like the way I talk. And on top of that, I probably like I be doing other shit. Like I was pissing on the grocery store and I stole hella shit and I talk hella shit. So they probably mad and shit. So that's what I think it is. Because I did a lot of other shit that wasn't about on this channel, and I think that they're mad because of that. Because like, why are they fucking with my channel? My channel's not even that big. Because I feel myself doing some crazy shit. I deleted those videos. Because this was a crazy channel, really. Like back in the day, like I'm actually trying to make it better now. But back in the day, I was like, this channel was like really not what it was today. It was always what it was. I was always speaking knowledge, but I was more like kind of more out there with it. Like I'll cuss a lot more and be more disrespectful and shit. Because I've always spoke about I never spoke about no dumbass shit. I have to just change my and that has to do with my yoga. Me doing the yoga is making me get out of certain, because before, when I was like a year, 2 years ago, I was really more in my ego and my mind a lot more. That's why I was more like, but as I'm growing and doing this thing, and like it's not just the yoga, like it's other shit as well. Yeah. What's up with it? What's up with it? But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna end this live stream right now, and I'll hit you guys up later on. Yeah, so unless anyone got any more questions, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, if anybody got any more questions, I'll probably wait a little bit longer, and then nothing. Or he said drop the link. I would. I'm about to go right now. That's why I didn't drop it, because I'm like, I didn't feel like going live today because I have to go somewhere in an hour. And I didn't, because if I go live with somebody, it's gonna be like another hour and a half or some shit, because we're gonna be talking. So that's why I didn't want to drop it, and then we talking and I gotta cut you off. So yeah, I'm gonna be on tomorrow though. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, or maybe probably tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I'll hit you guys up later though. Peace.